Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Virche Epic Lycoris, continuing the interlude stories. You know what we're doing. We're going to do all the Adolphe stuff. Well, not all of it, but we're going to do as many of the Adolphe stories and side stories that involve him, or maybe Salome if we run out, whatever, today. So, God, it's like I didn't just record the other part yesterday. I've loaded up our morning after side story with our save or whatnot, so we're going to ventilate the room again. And we will skip, and now we're going to go look for Adolphe. I think that's what we should do. I thought Adolphe was around, but where could he have gone? I looked around when she's sitting in the room, glancing. It's not to the left of me. Not to the right of me. Maybe he's over to the... Nope, not there. It's like a small fucking place. Spacey, you must be tired of taking care of us, so go on and get some rest. The brother I was looking for returned with cleaning equipment in hand. Adolphe, are you all right? I can't say I am, but I'm fine enough to move around at least. I need to clean this place up after the mess they made before we can begin discussion. Before we can begin discussion? A discussion, the discussion, or discussing. But, oh, well, if that's the case, let me handle it. It's fine. You prepared dinner yesterday for us already. But, don't worry, this is nothing compared to the aftermath of a core party. I really wanted him to take a break, but from the looks of it, it didn't seem like he was going to collapse from cleaning, so... Okay, how about we clean the place together then? If we work together, it'll go a lot faster. You just want to clean the place up, right? Yeah, because I love cleaning. She clearly does, but like, God, that sounds horrifying. You could tell. It's not that often I get to clean up a challenge of a place like this. Yeah, weird. I do wish I had that little, like, just a teeny bit of, like, the design. Like, some people, like, I love cleaning, and I'm just going to go down there and get the baseboards clean and scrub everything. And I just wish I had a tiny shred of fucks to give about stuff like that. Just so that when I had to clean, like, don't get me wrong, everybody does it. You clean, and then you're like, God, everything's so nice and sparkly, and it feels amazing. But I just don't ever want to clean or do the cleaning. I like the aftermath, but I don't like the process. So it's like a chore to be like, oh, I gotta clean. It's just, I just wish I had a tiny little bit of that spark of like, woo, I want to clean. Although, no, I just choked on my own spit. I'm sorry. Although, to be fair, once I start, like, okay, I'm gonna clean. Once I get that, it's like, no, I gotta finish. I'm gonna clean fucking everything, and I will go, like, but it's that motivation to do it. Like, I have to force myself sometimes. Not like with, like, dishes and the same, like, sometimes. Sometimes it's like, dishes, go now. Like, I get motivated to do my dishes sometimes. But I don't often, like, hey, yeah, let's mop the floors. Sounds like a fun time. I'm like, damn it. I vacuum more often because the bird is very messy. So you're like, whip out the vacuum around the house. Okay. And now that I have a little vacuum that doesn't die every 5 minutes, because my old one used to, like, you'd get the living room and then it would die, so you'd have to charge it, and then you could do and then it would die, and then you could do the bathroom, and then it would die. So, like, you know, that was a process. You'd be like, I guess right now is quickly clean the living room as fast as I can. And I wouldn't even really get to vacuum my downstairs living room dining area. It was just all one open space. But, like, you couldn't even clean that whole space in the time before my vacuum would die. Because it was just that bad. Because it was just a plugged-in one. It was like a chargeable one, like a little one. Because I have, like, wood floors. So, like, my normal vacuum does not work well on wood floors. It's great on carpet upstairs, but it doesn't do the wood floors. So my mom got me, like, a little shark vacuum that's got the little dust buster that pops off. I have it upstairs plugged into my laundry room because I'm like, oh, at least the dust buster will work. I popped that off to try to vacuum something. It died in 2 minutes. And I was like, this whole thing's got to go. Like, it's just so bad. Like, it doesn't hold a charge for like more than a second. It's ridiculous. But the other little one that I got at least will clean everything because the bird makes such a mess that when you vacuum, you also have to vacuum the couch and get all the crumbs that fell from like I will give him food. I'll put it on the side of my couch, like on the arm, and then it gets behind that. So you got to vacuum the couch cushions constantly. Like you got to vacuum your couch or there are crumbs in your couch. Like having a bird is not a clean process. Oh, no, it's very messy. But anyway, so no, I don't enjoy cleaning, but I wish I had that drive. Like, woohoo, I love cleaning. Like just a teeny bit of it, you know? You could just turn that on. Just be like, I have to clean, so let me just flip that switch of like, woohoo, can't wait. But no, I ain't got that. So anyway, that was my 30-minute story of why cleaning sucks. What a waste of time that story was. I'm sorry. Anyway, he must know I wouldn't budge, too, as he agreed with a joking response. It's like, you're insane. Oh, oh, oh. Adolphe CG. Oh, he looks so beautiful. Are you on your hands and knees, sir? Yeah, you are, scrubbing the floor. But like, God, oh hey, you are. Look at our little Cinderella over here. Adolphe and I got to cleaning and wiping the floor, moving the chairs out of the way. And they didn't dirty the floor with food, but look at the wine drips. Come to think of it, Cyan was pouring wine over his head. What? Not even sure why the geezer went at it when he can't handle the drinks. I love the fact that he calls Cyan a geezer when he really is. The man's like 80 inside that 23-year-old body. You don't know that Monsieur Cyan's going to be angry hearing you say... Oh, you do know that he's going to be angry hearing you say that, right? It was true that Mother called him that when they were arguing, but still. On subject, I was a bit surprised that you would drink more than you could handle, Adolphe. I do try to keep control, you know. And then again, seeing Eve and company partying like that sort of made me drink with them. Peer pressure. I see. Well, I guess you were enjoying your time drinking with Eve and company, Adolphe. Does it sound like I meant that? Yes, it did. My guess was right, as Adolphe didn't deny my assumption. I sure am glad Adolphe and Eve are friends. Look at his sweet little smile. He's like thinking of, drinking with my friends was fun. Even Cyan. Yeah, you hate him, but you love him at the same time. Well, you tolerate him, but I love him. Adolphe would have spent nights drinking by himself if he didn't meet Eve and the others. There's nothing wrong with drinking alone. Drinking in excess like this alone might be a problem, but you know. I continued cleaning the room with Adolphe for another hour or so. After confirming the room was now clean, I went to check on the others. Okay, that was basically it. So that was like a 2-minute scene. I feel like it takes longer to do the other ones than it did that, even with my thing. So, then we were looking for the heat in the fingers he touched. Oh my. It's probably closer to the end. The heat in the fingers he touched. The heroine happens to run into Adolphe while shopping. Knowing that he's going to stay over tonight, she sets out to make a nice meal. The Martian Cohen was always lively. Normally, everyone went silent the moment that Death stepped foot into it. But today, there were just so many people that I was able to get by without standing out. All right, here are your goods. Thank you very much. I'll share these with the children. I was in the middle of shopping for dinner and managed to get the vegetables I needed. They were cheaper than they were cheaper than usual. I think I, for some reason, was thinking she was saying the guy was more chipper than usual. Like, you know, because, like, everyone's mean to me, so he was actually nice. But I'm blaming the white on white. Again, I don't know what possessed them to, like, not change the font color on this. They were cheaper than usual, so I bought a bit more than I normally do. Maybe I should suggest to Mother something with a lot of vegetables tonight. Spacey? That voice. I heard my name and looked back. The owner of that voice was, of course, Adolphe! My dear foster brother Adolphe, who lived away from the orphanage now. So it was you. You're here alone at the marsh? Oh, you here alone at the marsh? Yeah, we didn't have quite enough ingredients for dinner tonight.
You know, I don't really want you going out on your own too much. Who knows when some unreasonable mob will start screaming at you again?
But I can't keep relying on Mother to do the shopping every time, right? I'm fine. The merchant sold me what I needed. Everyone was nice. Considering my past, no one could blame anyone for screaming at me not to get near them. Adolphe, since you're out here, how about you stay at the orphanage for the night? Mother's also wanted to see you since it's been so long.
True.
Would it be difficult today? Do you have work to do at the core?
No, it's fine. I'm done with all my work for today. So there's no problem at all for me to stay over, but...
But? Adolphe hesitated to finish as he looked about to see if anyone he knew was around.
If I do stay over, I want to have your stew.
He's like, make sure no one's looking, like, can you make me stew? Like anyone would, they'd be like, what? She makes good stew?
I know I'm causing you more trouble, but would you make it?
He murmured in his embarrassment in a he murmured in his embarrassment in a fairly quieted voice. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I felt that this side of Adolphe was so adorable. It really kind of is. Look at him blushing. If you're all right with my cooking, I'd be glad to. Should we go back then to our home?
Yeah.
We walked alongside each other at a distance appropriate as siblings. Not too far, not too close. The appropriate distance for siblings in Otome games is on top of each other. Okay? You're welcome. Listen! Do I have to remind you that I'm a degenerate now because of these? I just really love the fact that this is probably going to drive some people fucking crazy when they're playing this game and they're like, siblings, oh, my brother, sibling, and they keep throwing it out there, even when you're not in his route. You know what I mean? And it's like, I mean, listen, they know people like me are in their audience who are like, keep saying it because it ain't bothering me. It's making, like, I see what you're doing there, but it's having the effect that you're intending. You want me to be like, oh, naughty, I like it. But, like, I was one of those people when they'd be like, he's my cousin. Ew, and you're gonna, I don't care if it's a time period game. That's gross. And now I'm like, let me bang my brother. Liz, we know this. But, but I mean, I can't fault people for being like, whoa, don't keep doing the sibling thing. Because I don't like it when they keep doing age gap things and they keep talking about, wow, he's so much older and more mature. And I'm just like a child and he's so old. And it's like, stop bringing it up. That's gross. Just don't keep mentioning it. But they're going to keep mentioning it because some people, that's a kink. And you're like, yeah, I like that. You know what I mean? So they're doing it here, the same thing. But so I can't fault people if they're like, oh, stop reminding me that he's like my brother. Especially because in other ones, it's like we're just hanging out. There's no romance kind of stuff. Like, oh, that's my brother, whatever. Like us before in the last one. We're cleaning, so she calls him her brother, whatever. It's not romantic. We get a CG for him. Fine. It's like it's before any romance happens with anybody. This, though, the heat in the fingers he touched. She's going to be like, oh, a little, oh, hi. Oh, he touched me. And get a little, like, flustered, and you just referred to him as your brother. You know what I mean? So it's like, now you're really testing some people. Not me, you're making it hotter for me, but like, whatever. I still wasn't used to going out, and like Adolphe said, I was afraid of people's stares and whispers. But it's because I was out that I happened to run into Adolphe. I wanted to hold precious this little bit of happiness born from my courage and a little luck. I got back to the front of the orphanage with Adolphe. It seemed like all the children were outside playing as I heard lively, energetic voices coming from the yard.
Is this everything?
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry I made you carry it all.
I was the right one for the job. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Adolphe, I didn't know you were here. I can't do her voice right now. I was about to open the door when Mother opened it for us from inside.
It's been a while, Mother. Sorry to come over unannounced.
I probably lost my voice because I was like, I literally had to scream, last night. Swear to God, someone probably thought I was being murdered because I did my damn taxes. And like TurboTax was just being so fucking stupid because I get my form from my bank account because I earn interest, all of 48 cents for the year. Like, so I know no interest. And it's like it had the form on there. So you click on it and I'm like, I have nowhere where I can put the dollar amount. It just says, I'm like, okay, whatever. So it goes to the end and it's like, hey, you have a form you haven't used. Do you still need to use this? Yes. Take me there. Okay. And then it's like, add your investment accounts. I don't have any. I just have my bank account one that I want to enter the information on. But you would, I don't remember it being this stupid in prior years because it's like, so then I'm like, okay, continue. I go through all the, you have this form that you didn't, and it's like, yes, I need it. And I'm screaming because I'm like, why won't you just let me put in the freaking dollar amount? So then I have to go in and I have to re-add it, do that. Okay, now it's there. And then you go and it goes, you have this form from last year. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, just fucking delete it. Because it was going to like you have it on there already that I got this form from my bank last year. Yes, I'd like to just update it for this year and put in that 48 cents. That was my interest that I earned for the whole fucking year. That's all I want to put in there. But you make me then go through, manually add it, and then at the end you're going to be like, you have this form from I already. Oh my God, seriously? Then why even have the form there from last year if you're not going to, when I add it, count it as the same form? You act like it's different. And then I have to be like, no, delete that one because I put a new one in, but it's the same one. And I was like, I'm going to yeet my computer. It's not my computer's fault. But I literally screamed. Like, it wasn't like it was like, like just, but very high pitch. I was like, oh my God, somebody outside is like, somebody's getting murdered. I'm like, oh my God. That's probably why I lost my voice because like, I hate taxes. I just did them last year. I don't know why they make me do this. Also, I don't know why they make me pay $40 to file my state taxes when my tax return is like $57. I get $57 back from the state. Why? Just keep the damn money. Just fucking keep it because you made me pay. I'm pretty sure there was one year I paid to file in order to get $7 back. And I'm like, what is the fucking point of this? I paid for $7, and I don't think they ever send me that $7, to be fair. Sure that motherfucking state owes me $7 fucking. If I owed them $7, I would now, after however many years, it'd be like, now you owe us $86,000 in fees. But they never gave me my $7, and they'd be like, oh, here's your $7. Where's the interest that you owe me for not giving me my $7 fucking bucks? Assholes. So fucking annoying. I also do really think that they should have, like, because they always do that, like, hey, did you want to apply a portion of your return, especially for my state, to, like, the wildlife or, like, certain other, like, charities and things like that? And I'm like, I really wish they would have something that if you said, yes, I'm going to donate all of my state return, that you didn't have to pay to file it. Because I would have been like, it's $57. And instead of paying $40 to get $17 back at the end, basically, like, I would have been like, just donate it to the wildlife preservation stuff and do all that. But then I'm still going to have to pay $40 for them to keep my money. So I'm like, no, I want my 17 fucking dollars now, you bastards. So like, they really should implement something like that. Did you want to, then you don't have to pay to file if you donate all of your, I mean, they're not going to do that with your federal, right? But like your state one, you're like, sure, whatever. Like, then I wouldn't have to, I would rather not get that $17 back and not have to pay the $40. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so stupid. Also, how fucked up do we have to be to live in a place where it's like I have to pay in order to file to tell the government how much they owe me when if you're off by 14 cents, they're going to be like, you were off by 4. So you clearly know how much you owe me back or whatever, but you're making me jump through the hoops to pay to do your job for you. That's kind of bullshit. I hate it. I hate tax season. I hate it. I also have to make a doctor's appointment, and I still have yet to do that. I should have made this appointment back in January. So, yeah. At this point, I'm like, maybe I just won't go. I don't care. I already did my adult thing for the year, which is my taxes. That's all I ever want to do. I don't want to do anything else. Anyway, but that's why I can't read today.
Oh, my head hurts too. The fucking it is all of a sudden out of nowhere the darkest clouds have rolling in, so the pressure is up, and I swear to God, yesterday and today my head has just not been like yesterday I had a headache and today I'm just my head feels thick. You know what I mean? Like my brain just feels thick, you know? Doesn't hurt, it just thick. Does that make sense? I don't know. Ugh, anyway. It's been a while, Mother. Sorry to come over unannounced.
You're welcome here anytime. Did you happen to come across Spacey while she was out shopping? Would you like to stay over tonight?
That's the plan.
Mother, is it all right if I prepare Adolphe's dinner for him? Of course. But in that case, can I ask you to make some for me too?
Sure. If you're making stew, you should make like a big pot for everybody. I mean, like might make special things for the kids because maybe like, well, okay, probably in the world we're living in this day and age and whatever, they're like, you eat what the fuck food we have. You're not gonna be a picky asshole like, I don't like stew. I'm gonna just eat what. No, you know what I mean. We don't make 16 different meals unless there's a kid that's like allergic to stew or something. Then we're not gonna do that. You're allergic to potatoes. We're not gonna feed that kid potatoes. You know. After getting Mother's approval, I stepped through the doorway. Rather than usher Adolphe in as a guest, I looked at the gentle expression on his face and said, "Welcome home, Adolphe." Yeah, good to be back. This sprite version of his is just ridiculously beautiful. There is something just so intense and piercing about his eyes. Like, I love it. Stop it. You're ridiculously beautiful. I welcomed him back as family.
Is that the rain?
And the stew you made's delicious as always. I ended up having several bowls.
The three of us finished our dinner, and while Mother was putting the children to sleep.
Yep, no, that's rain. Holy shit. I swear to God, like, I have a little barometer that I got for Christmas because I wanted to see if like all the weird issues that I have are related to pressure changes. You know what I mean? Um because like sometimes pressure changes can cause migraines and I'm like maybe it's a weird type of migraine. Like I don't feel physical pain. I just get a little wonky and black out on occasion. It's been a long time since this happened, but not since feeling wonky, but from blacking out. Anyway, but like so my mom got me a little barometer thing and the last couple days, it's like the little pressure thing because it's like a little liquid thing. It's been high. I looked over today and I was like, Jesus Christ, the liquid's about to spurt out the top. I have never seen the liquid in the little funnel go up so fucking high. And I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is happening? And it was like cloudy out. Like it was a little gray, a little dim of a day, right? And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, I'm like, the fuck did it get so dark? Like, it was just getting dark so fast. And I was like, okay, that came out of nowhere. Like it was a slightly cloudy day, like a little overcast, but not like, oh, there's storms coming. You're like, oh, it's overcast. Might rain tomorrow or something. And now it's like, the fuck? And now it's like downpouring. Holy shit.
I know, it came out of nowhere. It did. It's okay. It's just rain. I know you can hear it. It's just rain, buddy.
That's probably also why. And then with my headache yesterday and today, my head just being thick. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think it might be pressure problems. My head feels thick like when you have allergies or whatever, but I'm not having allergy problems. It's just like in my skull, like right in my eyes. Oh, good lord. Also, the white on white isn't helping. Adolphe volunteered to help out with some of the chores and began washing the dishes. Probably also why I can't focus. When you eat a lot, it makes me want to cook that much more. I was folding the laundry not too far away. I'll just separate what the children need to wear tomorrow from what I need to put away. And then suddenly, I saw Adolphe's jacket fall to the floor from the chair it hung on. Oh, no. I hurriedly picked it up and dusted it off. As far as I could tell, it hadn't gotten dirty or wrinkled. It fell on the floor for 2 seconds. It's not going to wrinkle that fast. Oh, but there's a loose thread here. Because of the rough nature of the Corps' work, Adolphe had a lot of opportunities to mend the other members' uniforms. I found it troubling he'd neglect his own uniform because he didn't consider it a big deal. He's here to stay the night. I'll take this opportunity to fix it. I headed off to get my sewing kit and mend his clothes back to their original state. How sweet. A snip here and there, and I stitched back the frayed sections that needed fixing. However, I couldn't stop at just fixing it. I had to make sure it didn't split again.
I'm sorry to make you do that.
After I had finished a portion of the work, Adolphe finished the dishes and sat in the chair next to me. I wanted to, so don't worry about it. Actually, I hope you'd be more concerned about these things. If you aren't good with sewing, you could bring your clothes over any time and I'll gladly fix them.
You have your own work you need to take care of. I can't ask you every single time this happens.
If it's to fix the clothes that protect your life, I'll make as much time as I need.
You know, you really act tough when it's me you're dealing with.
Adolphe smiled as he put his elbow on the table to hold up his chin. And he continued to watch me as I continued my sewing. Stare at me all you want, sweetie. What is it, Adolphe? This wasn't the first time I had mended some clothing. That was why I was curious about the way he was staring at me.
I was just thinking how good you've always been with your hands. Sir. Phrasing? I know that's not what you mean, but maybe that is also what you mean. I'm sure you'd make a good wife in the future. Listen, you know what? I want to be mildly offended by this and be like, oh, because I can sew, I'm a good wife. But I know exactly what you're thinking. You're like, God damn, I want to marry you. And you know what? Fair enough. I'll take it.
He murmured in a tone as if he were talking only to himself. Wife? My hand suddenly stopped as I heard the unexpected word.
Yeah, he's looking at us like, I want you to be my wife.
What's this all of a sudden?
I just had that thought watching you right now. I don't mean anything by it, so don't worry.
What do you mean? That really surprised me. I thought for a moment that he was trying to ask in a roundabout way if I had a boyfriend or something.
Oh, maybe he is. He's like, because you're not seeing it, because, like, I mean, I could use a wife.
I picked my focus back up and resumed my sewing. A wife, huh? In our Bashel, where pure love wasn't a popularly supported notion, there weren't many who aspired to become a bride apart from young children. The other day, one of the children told Lucas she wanted to be a bride someday.
That's because she's looking at Lucas and she's thinking, I'll be your bride someday. Which, you know, is kind of adorable when little kids have crushes. But, like, girl, watch it. But also, like, I mean, it's Lucas. Can you blame her? Do you not look at Lucas and think, I'd be his bride? Actually, Lucas would make a beautiful bride. He could be my bride. I think he'd look prettier in a dress and a veil than I would, so fair enough. You know?
When she grows up, it'd be nice if she met a man who truly loved her. Perhaps because I was lost in such thoughts. Ouch! I felt sharp pain in one of my fingers.
What happened?
By the time Adolphe looked at my hand in surprise, a small bead of red rose up from my fingertip. I just pricked my finger, but it's really nothing, so I was about to say I was all right. Oh, he's going to mend our finger.
Oh, here we go. Sir?
Get my...
You know what? His eyes are almost like a cat's. You can't see his pupils, so it's almost like eerie. Sometimes, you know how cats get sometimes like eerie, spooky eyes? You're like, you have spooky eyes right now. That's what he has. He has spooky cat eyes right now.
Without making it to the last words, Adolphe's soft lips brushed against my fingertip.
I mean, sir, that's a little, risky, but... Huh?
My head was completely blank at the sudden turn of events.
You do that for yourself. You know, you cut your finger, you're like, ah, and then you're like, but like, somebody else doing that, you're like, whoa, 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 there's a line, that's it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's hot that my finger's in your mouth, but like, also it's like, whoa, sir. But it's Adolphe, so like, and you're immortal. You might not know you're immortal yet, but I guess you ain't concerned.
Adolphe? Which is my finger. Adolphe's lips. They
really like the way they did that. Like she can't form a coherent thought. Me neither. Touched it. Swallowing down the reality of what just happened, my cheeks flushed red with heat. However, my brother in front of me didn't seem disturbed at all. Sorry, force of habit from when we were kids. She's like, my brother didn't seem disturbed at all. Wait till he does other inappropriate shit and doesn't seem disturbed at all. And you're like, my brother is like touching me inappropriately. But it also feels quite appropriate. I'm not okay. Yeah, I remember crying to you when I accidentally pricked myself while sewing. Every time that happened, Adolphe would kiss the spot where it hurt in the same way. It's a precious memory of mine. But having that done as an adult is a bit embarrassing. I could feel my pulse through my fingers as if it were my own heart. I was going to read heat and it came up. It's my own heart. Good God. I can't read with the white on white right now. I managed to get by without Adolphe noticing my bounding pulse or the red in my cheeks. Well, I think you'll be a good husband in the future, too. Now we should just get married. I looked away from him as I tried changing the subject. Husband? And what are you talking about? We were talking about it right before I pricked myself. You said I'd be a good wife, remember? But in my eyes, I think you'd make a much better husband. You're strong and reliable, and you take it upon yourself to help with chores. And that, I'm sorry, right there, he's wife material because he takes it upon himself to help with chores. You don't have to ask, and then he's not going to whine and bitch about it. I mean, even if you have to ask, hey, could you help me? Oh, okay. It's not, the woman's where I worked all day. He's not. So I'm just saying, yeah, no, marry the man. And above all, you're just so kind. Even now, you're worrying about such a little injury. To be fair, most of the boys would have done that for you. Cyan would just be like, we'll just hire someone else to do it. So, fair, though. You know what I mean? Well, that's because you're the one who's hurt. At the moment, I have no plans on getting married to anyone other than you. He didn't say that, but you know he's thinking it. Who knows about the future, though? After seeing that my bleeding had stopped, Adolphe gently moved my finger away from his lips. I wonder what sort of woman you might end up marrying. Are we still talking about this? Well, I can't help but be curious. She'll become my sister-in-law. And also, it's you, so you're going to be your own sister-in-law. Fun. But Adolphe marrying someone, I wonder why just imagining it makes me feel a bit sad and lonely. I still didn't understand the reason for the pain in my chest. Oblivious to what I was feeling, Adolphe had an annoyed look on his face. If I had a preference, it'd be a woman who can cook a really good stew. See, he's basically just advertising. And voiced a unique and peculiar condition for his future wife. Adolphe's part's really not going to have a lot going on because I've rambled way too much, so I'm sorry, but also whatever. To be fair, if we can push this to being at least 85 parts, that'd be great. Because I am trying to get as much recorded because there's going to be a couple of days that I can't. I don't normally record over the weekends anyway, but I will be going away for a couple of days where I won't be able to record. So I'm trying to get as much. And then if we could push this to 85, I don't have to worry about starting our next game before, like, oh, fuck, I don't, like, all the weeks that I have to upload. So. But if there's a gap after this one before our next game, that's why. It's because I didn't have time to start it. But yeah, let's see. Okay, we've read that. That we don't know. Don't know. That's Salome. Okay, here's an Adolphe one. The heroine happens to run into Adolphe while oh no, that's the one we just did. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Okay, that's unread, but that's... Okay, that's those two. This one's unread, but it's Adolphe and Onko, so let's see if there's other Just Adolphe wants Anko. Just Adolphe. Okay. The night that Adolphe insults the heroine by calling her death, he looks at her sleeping face while complicated emotions fill his heart. So, from deathly girl to beloved woman. Okay, so this was like a wasn't this in the past? It was like a flashback that this happened, right? When we saw this in the game. Remember he's like sitting on his knee, like whatever. The sin of hurting the person most precious to me, the one I promised to protect, would never disappear. Yeah, this is the flashback CG I was thinking of. I'm like, this CG, and then but it's a flashback. It's not, okay. That's right. I bet it's all your fault. I was supposed to die here and now. And then death appeared. You're the one who messed up my fate. I wanted a warm place to finally rest in peace. That's all I ever wanted. I spent my whole life afraid of the people around me, preparing for my own death in this disgusting country. It's all your fault. If only you weren't here. Yeah, because that happened when we were younger. And my throat hurt from screaming like a maniac. Never thought the day would come when I'd express my feelings like that. And looked toward the bed. I swear, because they're acting like that was something that happened recently, but I swear it was a flashback, and it was something that happened when he was younger or whatever. And there was Spacey, who had rushed over to celebrate my 19th, or rather my 23rd birthday. Oh, okay, so this is still in the flashback. He had already moved out at this point. Okay. All right, okay, that makes sense. I had lashed out at her, and she just took my barrage of insults. Yet there she was, sleeping soundly, unafraid of me. She can be so careless. Although I was the one who told her to stay over because it was so late. How am I supposed to talk to her tomorrow? Maybe apologize for being an ass? Damn it! Why are you such a self-loathing girl? To think I'd see the girl I considered my foster sister just a few minutes ago. The girl I consider my foster sister just a few minutes ago as a woman now. I shook my head and criticized myself for being so entranced by Spacey's face as she slept. I have no right to be chosen by her after calling her death. And there are others more worthy of her. For example, that one guy with a good heart who never rejected anyone and just accepted them for who they were. Eve? As I thought to myself, Spacey rolled over and grasped a handful of my clothes. Spacey? I called to her without even thinking, and Spacey smiled happily in her sleep. Thank you. We'll always be together. I held my face and sighed. Give me a break. And the way I was looking at her face was completely different from yesterday. If she looked like that to me now, I can't kiss her goodnight like I always used to. No, but you can kiss me goodnight in a new way. I feel so nervous I could die. Knowing I'd be in danger if I stayed any longer, I went outside, careful not to wake Spacey. I looked up at the sky to see the moon shining in a color that reminded me of Spacey's hair. Even if I don't tell her how I feel, I just have to keep doing the same thing. I'll keep protecting Spacey until she meets someone new or an old acquaintance that'll change her life. My oath, unknown to anyone else, melted away into the night sky. Until I was told later by a particular man that only protecting her was the wrong thing to do. I would never show Spacey how I felt about her as a woman. Yeah, it's a load of bullshit. You do, though. Not for a long-ass time, but you do. Okay. Did we go this way, or were we going this way? Okay, that's... Alright, so we can do this one then, because it's on red. Life struggles. Before a savior can arrive to serve the Corps a good meal, the base is filled with screams as usual, and this is Adolphe and Eve, so...
other. Thanks for waiting, everyone. Today's dinner's a special soup made by the cook on kitchen duty today. Me. All right, dig in, everyone.
Oh, that explains why everyone's gonna scream and die. Okay, never mind. Is everyone ready? Win or lose, I don't want to hear any crying. Ready, and... They're all like, oh no. Yeah, I won. I'm off patrol now. You guys can eat my portion. Me too. It's so good to be alive. See you in Hades. I lost. It's over. This time it won't be my lifespan, but Eve's cooking that kills me. It was a wild storm of joy and sorrow, so were they playing like rock, paper, scissors, see who the fuck got to go on patrol and skip dinner? Most of the time you're like, yes, I get to eat. And they're like, damn it, I'm starving, man. I gotta go on patrol. This is the one time they're like, God damn it, I want to go on patrol. Please let me go on patrol. Please let me go on patrol. Come on, this is the one time I want to skip a meal. Oh God, poor Eve. Amidst the chaos, Eve stood there with a sulky look on his face. Oh, I love it.
I felt this way for a long time. But don't you think this response is kind of harsh? I just want to make everyone happy, so I put my heart into my cooking.
If you put your heart into your cooking, it might actually be edible, but like you keep putting whatever the fuck you find out floating in the ocean in there and... Well, that explains the taste. What sort of toxic ingredient did you use today? Adelphi's so mean. I put my heart into it. That explains the taste. No, again, his heart would be more literally, if he cut his heart out and plopped it on a plate, it'd be far more edible than whatever the fuck he makes.
That's a secret.
If you're not even going to deny it, you can't complain about our response. The back and forth was an everyday occurrence here. The night's Eve was unavoidably appointed to kitchen duty in the name of fairness. The members of the Corps literally risked their lives in a gamble to escape death. Shit like this brings me joy.
Hey, that's edible when you prepare it properly. I mean, I got it from the ocean alive.
Whoops! Forgot my sword! Sorry to bother everyone. Alive what? What were you just about to say? Unable to hear the most important part of the message, Hugo's face drained of color.
Oh, come on. You don't need to worry about the details.
On the other hand, in Eve's eyes, shining like dawn light, was a glint of something ominous, almost dark even.
We should take heed of our elders' advice not to waste any food. Be sure to enjoy every last bite of this dish made of love, okay?
Yeah, here's the thing. I agree with you. Like, okay, I could see the, like, don't waste food, guys, but I don't think what you're making is technically food. So, just because you call it food doesn't make it food. You know what I'm saying? He set down a bowl in front of everyone. There was an explosion! Uh-oh, the Corps got wiped out by Eve's cooking again. They should just stop rotating duties like that already. They say they can't since it was a system put in place by the leader from the past. The Corps got wiped out by Eve's cooking again. Tonight, once again, men in the throes of death could be heard across Arpachel. However, none of the fallen men could have imagined that a certain young woman called Death would arrive at the Corps with Eve one day and become the savior of their daily meals. Imagine being like, she's called Death. Yep, she's gonna cook for us. Yep. Sure beats Eve's cooking. Let her cook, man. Let her do it. Oh my God. Okay, that's everybody. Okay, we already read that one. Okay. Well, that one is even Mathis. Oh, that's Puffy. Right, that's Puffy. Okay, so we could probably do that one if we need to. That's everybody. Struggling to cook again. Here's another one. Eve is suspended from kitchen duty at the Corps after serving some unique dishes. He begins training with the heroine and Dahut to return to the ranks of chef. This is perfect after the one we just did. So, okay.
was clear and calm today. The light raining down on Arpachel felt so gentle. Weather as nice as this would make anyone want to have a picnic. And on such a day, because it says other, so.
I can't believe it. Everyone fainted because the food I made was just so good.
Of course not. It says core members, but that was Adolphe they showed, so. Eve is so fucking delusional. I see, so. That's why you were suspended from cooking duty.
Yeah, I was really sure I nailed it this time too. I wonder what went wrong.
Mother was away from the orphanage today. There Eve stood, shaking his head, having come to visit after hearing I had the day off. I'd already finished all my chores today, so I was happy to have a chance to sit and talk with him. Having chores to do is not a day off. I've never actually tasted your cooking, but I've heard it's quite unique.
Is it really that strange? I'm just cooking exactly the way my grandfather taught me.
His great-grandfather? Was his grandfather supposed to be the drifter, or was it his great-grandfather? But still. He was really troubled. I knew he liked cooking, so I was sure he wanted to be put back on cooking duty as soon as possible. Just looking at him now made me want to help him with his troubles. I like cooking too, so I'm sure I'd be sad to be forced. Oh, I like cooking too, so I'm sure I'd be sad to be forced to stop out of nowhere. That said, I couldn't arrogantly try and fix his cooking when I hadn't even tried it once. I wanted at least one more person who was good at cooking to evaluate his skills. Oh, my neck hurts. Oh, yeah. I did know someone suitable. Eve, if the person I have in mind is willing, would you like to try working on your cooking skills with the three of us?
Huh?
With all three of us, sorry. I knew this person was busy and it'd be difficult for him to find time to come over, but I'd try asking him anyway. It's like I wonder who it is. I'm being sarcastic. It's Dahat. We know. It said specifically in the thing. Hello there! I came as asked, the kind and gentle member of the Institute, Dahat. I hear Eve's going through some culinary training. That just sounds too fun, so please let me join you. I thought he wouldn't be able to come, but it seemed we were lucky. I was able to have Dahat join us, who was good at both cooking and baking sweets. Hello, Dahat. Thank you so much for coming.
You rarely ever have days off. Are you sure you're okay with helping me out?
It's absolutely no problem. Cooking's one of my dearest hobbies, after all. In fact, I'm thrilled you both invited me here. I'm glad to hear that. I explained a bit about what happened when I visited the Institute. You want to help Eve improve his cooking skills, right? Cyan also has more than his fair share of critiques about Eve's food, but I'm sure he's just exaggerating. No, I mean, the bar for what Cyan will eat is extremely fucking low. And I literally mean on the floor low, because he just picks toast up, he eats his floor toast. Picks bread up off the floor. With God knows what, dust, particles, whatever, stuck to it. And God knows it's crunchy from being stale. We've had this conversation multiple times. So again, Cyan's bar for what is edible, floor toast. Okay? The fact that he's going to complain about Eve's cooking says a lot about how bad it is. We already know it's bad, but I'm just saying.
Well, in any case, just take a look. I started cooking so something would be ready right when you got here.
She's like, oh. As Eve spoke, he excitedly headed into the kitchen and came back with a small plate. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to be like... Oh, this is like eggs. Okay. So I was going to say it looks like a quiche or like a frittata or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm not sure why it looks like there's cranberries on top, but like whatever. It's a little burnt. You know, a little flambéed, a little crusty in the center there. But that's okay. Sometimes a little burnt is good. You know, a little flavor. You're like, whatevs. You know? But like otherwise it doesn't look like it's going to kill us. But it's going to kill us. And that's the scariest part about Eve's cooking. It looks harmless. You're like, okay, it looks fine. And then you go, it's not like when you get it, you're like, oh, nope, that's going to kill me. Nope, that looks like death. You're like, this looks great. And then you eat it and then it kills you. Oh, eggs. This looks quite delicious. I knew Cyan was just exaggerating. The moment Dahut was about to take a bite, a dubious puff of smoke rose from the dish. What was that? Dahut gave me an inquiring look, and I looked back as if to say I had no idea. I tried using some vegetables from my garden for flavor, and they smell really great, right? Eve took a bite of the food with a smile on his face. Yeah, that's good. I cooked this for everyone in the Corps, too, but I wasn't able to hear what they thought about it. So try some, Dahut. I want to hear your honest opinion. I could see the blood instantly drain from Dahut's face. Yeah, your dish shouldn't smoke like... I mean, it's one thing to... It's like the fucking turkey in Christmas Vacation where they cut it. It looks great. They cut it open and it's all dead and it's... Well, obviously it's dead, but you know what I mean? It's all like completely like charred inside and it's just like puffs of smoke. So overcooked and dry and disgusting on the inside. Just the puff of smoke that just popped out of the... Oh, dear God. Todd, I'll try the food so you can just look at how he prepares it to... No, I'm a man, so I can't allow a girl to sacrifice herself for me. Was this really that dire of a situation? Yes. That's it. How about we have you try making several other dishes? And that way one of them would have to be at least something decent, right? Todd, I know you're just trying to help, but your true feelings about it are really obvious. Eve's face looked like a sad puppy's as he muttered with his head down. It's because you just made death quiche. Or whatever the fuck it is. Oh, well, let me try again and make a classic dish. We have the ingredients here, so maybe that stew Spacey's always so great at making. You can do it, Eve. I'll let you know right away if there's anything wrong. Here's the thing, Eve. It's like when you're making an egg dish. I'm gonna make scrambled eggs. You just make the eggs. You don't like, and then I'm gonna put some like weird fucking slimy shit I found that floating on the top of the pond over there. Don't throw pond scum in it. Don't throw like, weird. Don't do weird. Don't put weird shit in it. Those funky mushrooms you found. Don't put them in. Don't do it. But he's doing shit like that. And it's like that's why you're gonna kill people. All right, thanks. I promise I'll make you to a delicious stew for all your help. No, it's still staring at that thing like I know I gotta eat this. First, I'll cut up some of Adolphe's special vegetables, which I've washed thoroughly. Of course, they'll be in a different shape so they don't fall apart from being overcooked. And after putting them in the pot, I'll cook them thoroughly first before simmering. I'll keep going until they have a nice color while being careful not to burn them. And then I'll remove the residue from the top, and after the vegetables are all cooked, I'll add just the right amount of water and flour. Once they're all incorporated together, I'll add in some delicious milk. Now I'll mix until it's nice and thick, and after some more boiling, I'll toss in this yummy-looking creature I found running around my house, and then boil it some more. Yummy-looking creature I found running around my house. The death music in the background. But it's not even this yummy-looking creature I found in the ocean. I found running around my house. Yeah, we make fun of Cyan and his floor toast, but Eve's like, what's this thing? He's picking up bugs and rodents and what the fuck ever and just chucking them in stew. And it's done. Eve's special stew with a secret ingredient. There's enough in the pot to satisfy even the biggest appetite. See, again, and it looks normal. My goodness, it was so perfect up until the very last moment when it became unsalvageable. What in the heck was that? I heard some odd noises with the agonizing last cries of something. Was that thing still alive?
Oh, that's even worse. You took some kind of thing that you found crawling around your house and chucked it alive in a pot. You were sadistic. You were okay. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We are sitting here laughing at Eve for being just the worst chef, but he grabbed some kind of God knows what running around his house that was alive and chucked it in a boiling pot. That is fucking psychotic. I really I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think we have to give Capucine a little bit of a pass for being completely fucking mentally deranged because, like, at least we know he's crazy and psychotic. Eve is like, look at me, I'm sweet and adorable, and psychotic underneath. What the fuck? You just threw a live rodent or whatever into a pot? You didn't even. I mean, listen. I know chickens are alive before you kill them to turn them into chicken that we eat, but like, you don't just chuck it in a pot. What the fuck, sir? Oh no! And the fact that you're like, I'll just grab and throw some random shit. And like, you don't even realize how fucked up that is. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Eve, you've gone off the fucking deep end when I'm like, we have to give a couple points back to Capucine for the shit that you're pulling that we're gonna give a pass to. I don't like being in this position. I still can't get that damn CG out of my head. Why'd they make him so goddamn gorgeous? What is happening? I don't like this. I still want to punt him into the sun, but like, Jesus Christ, Eve, someone's gonna have. We need to restrain this man. Oh, good God. Well, it does look like a normal, delicious stew. I suppose so. It'd be an insult to a chef's pride to say something tastes terrible without even eating it. But you didn't eat his egg thingy. Todd built up the courage to try the dish, and as he dipped a spoon into the small bowl to test the stew, the spoon changed color. That's even worse. It's not even like you just put a questionable ingredient. You're putting a questionable ingredient in that is basically like melting spoons. No! Oh God! Oh Cyan, please save me! There's some strange chemical reaction eating away at this metal. Oh God! Oh Cyan, he's praying to Cyan to save him. I just love the fact that he just prayed to Cyan. That spoon must have just been old. There's nothing wrong with the taste. Yeah, just as tasty as I thought. The indescribable flavor of the meats in every bite of the stew. Really? Then I suppose I should try it as well. Wait! Stop! I picked up another spoon and scooped up a spoonful of the stew. This is probably... Okay, the first one that we did with Eve and the cooking was like... I thought this had Adolphe on it. Is it literally just because he showed up in one section? Because this is more an Eve one, to be fair, but okay, whatever. I picked up another spoon and scooped up a spoonful of the stew. The color did change, but not paying it any mind, I brought it close to my mouth and... Huh? The spoon had clipped down as the handle bent and melted. It should not do that. The stew plopped onto the ground and continued to burn into the floor, eventually evaporating completely into the air. Yeah, and the fact that Eve could eat that and not die. What a waste. After a few seconds of silence... Cyan? It's me, Dahut. Sorry to bother you, but please send over a hazmat team to clean up a toxic chemical spill immediately. Dahut's panicked voice echoed through the sky. After that, Adolphe, who had come to visit the orphanage, scolded us all for doing something that dangerously threatened the lives of others. Letting Eve cook is dangerously threatening the lives of others. But it's true. Come on, my cooking isn't dangerous at all. Eve muttered in protest, but I felt it'd be a long while until he could prove that was true. Okay, Adolphe was literally there for half a second, so I don't really know why. But I guess because he was there for half a second, they counted it. That would definitely... I suppose we said Eve was suspended for kitchen duty and we should have realized that Adolphe wasn't really in it at all. But that's okay. Like, it's like the clipping. So this one's an Adolphe one, but that's an Adolphe one. We have several other Adolphe ones, but oh shit, no, I was going the wrong way. Right? Because, like, I thought we already did that one. I know we're like over time. I just wanted to see, well, we're at time, but I just wanted to see. We already did that one. I just wanted to see which ones we say didn't do that were Adolphe. So, like, that's Adolphe and Onco. So we really only had two. We had the role of a parent, like, which has Salome in it, and then we have the Adolphe is avoiding people. So you know what? We'll go a little overtime. Let's do this one. Let's read My Friend, because I know I rambled a lot earlier and kind of ruined it for us. But then we'll just do the other one. We'll finish up the other Adolphe one when we, get to whatever. So after joining the Corps, Adolphe is avoiding people for his own reasons. However, a certain young man figures it wouldn't hurt to talk. So this is going to be Adolphe being befriended by Eve. So how sweet. And this is a story from 4 years ago. And the story of how I became friends with a really good guy and his business partner. Business partner in air quotes. Damn it. Where did he go? A man with such a hulking physique that I sometimes questioned whether he was actually human. A teacher who taught me how to use a sword and forced me to become his apprentice in the Corps. Corps, a group that spends most of its time keeping the peace in Coen. We were supposed to meet up for another training session today, but for some reason I didn't see him anywhere. I crossed my arms and waited for him silently. Hey, look, it's Adolphe! I didn't know he was here. He never says hi to us, unfriendly as they come. Not just unfriendly, he rarely speaks at all. Lots of people in Coen hate him. Coen, a district mainly inhabited by commoners with the largest population in Arpachel, it retains the architectural style of the country's past and has the highest concentration of orphanages. Like I cared. I'd always been disliked for being different. I had no intention of defending myself. On the contrary, I welcomed their hatred. I can't have them find out that I'm the second drifter to arrive here. I don't want to drag Spacey or Mother at the orphanage into my mess. It's better that I stay away from everyone. I have 2 years left. 2 more years to live my life as Adolphe without anyone knowing. After that, I'd finally be able to get what I had always wanted. Sorry for the wait, Adolphe! As I was thinking, footsteps heavier than those of the average human echoed through the base. I turned around anxiously, wondering what kind of impossible task he would have for me today. Hello there! I closed my eyes and rubbed them. I told myself this must be some kind of mistake, that I was just imagining what I saw in front of me. Huh? Did you hear me? Hello there! I wasn't seeing things. On the shoulder of my monstrosity of a mentor was an innocent child, no different from a small pet. Boss, I have to ask, who is that? He's your junior. He's gonna train with you starting today. Huh? Oh, so this is when, like, Eve was a baby? Just as I yelled. Although he's a small child, but like... Well, yeah, because he would have been like 14 or 15 then, probably, because he's like... Is he like 19 or 20? So maybe it would have been like 15, 16, so like, whatever, but still. Hey, wait a minute, you kidnapper! What are you doing with my partner? I'm assuming that's Hugo. The door slammed open and a pretty built man burst in from outside. The moment the man spotted the kid on the boss's shoulder. Yeah. Let Eve go! How dare you just snatch away someone in broad daylight like that? He reached up as high as possible to try and get the kid back. Although he was tall, there was no way he could reach the shoulders of a man over 2 meters tall who defied human genetics. Unfortunately for him, the kid who was supposedly abducted was...
That's amazing, Hugo. It feels like I'm seeing a whole new world. This is the first time anyone's lifted me up so high.
How the hell are you enjoying the situation? You understand you were just kidnapped, right? It was so noisy. But from what this Hugo person was saying, see, my boss was in the wrong. So this is why you're late? What exactly is happening here? I sensed the raw spirit of martial arts in this boy the moment I caught sight of him in town. We cannot let talent like this go to waste, so here he is. Here he is, kidnapped. His guardian looks worried, so could you put him down? The old man reluctantly lowered the kid onto the floor at my request.
So this is the core base, huh? I've passed this church often, but it's the first time I've ever been inside.
Now that I had a better look, he looked more like a young man than a boy. And the most remarkable thing about him was his long hair, eyes like the dawn, and a mask that covered half of his face. A young man from Coen wearing a mask. And the description matched someone from my memories. It's that kid who saved Spacey from the fire. It must be this young man in front of me. I'd been working with the other facilities to keep him and Spacey away from each other so she wouldn't be upset, but... Interesting. I don't think we ever found that out, that he was, like, trying to keep them apart. I never thought I'd end up meeting him in person like this. Phew, I thought my heart was gonna stop. You should be more wary of danger, you know? I mean, Hugo's clearly does not understand yet. He has not tried Eve's cooking, he doesn't know. We only just started, Karoon. Be insane if we had to close up shop because the owner suddenly went missing.
Well, that was really fun. Could you carry Hugo, too?
Leave it to me! No, I'll pass. The experience will probably give me nightmares. His personality isn't what I expected at all. I did hear that he opened a handyman shop called Karoon with a guy from Cheetahs. The boss must have captured him during work. He kept trying to convince the young man Eve while casually blocking the path to the exit so he couldn't escape. It'd be a shame to let your talent and bravery get lost among the common rabble. Even Hugo, was it? How about you both join the Corps? I want you two to help protect the peace of Coen for our benefactors. Benefactors? What I mean is that there are some good folks in Coen who believe in us, so I want you to help protect them. Join and they'll see to it that you're well paid. Say that's not a bad deal. Hugo's like, I do like money.
Hugo, that doesn't sound bad at all. I mean, it is going to take some time before we get Karoon really up and running. Besides, I think we'll be able to help more people in need if we join the Corps.
Love. I suppose this is what it meant. I figured you'd say that. Well, I do have to make some money so I can become a reliver. Reliver? Okay, we already know what a fucking reliver is. I'm not reading that. Even if I tried to stop you, I bet you're already set on joining, right? Because that was like 40 pages. I'm not reading that. We know what a reliver is.
Yep.
I guess that's that. Better than living off whatever wild plants we can forage, so I guess Hugo wasn't a reliver at this point.
Thanks, Hugo.
Or he might have been, but you gotta save up money because you gotta pay to become a reliver every single fucking time, so... Eve smiled happily, then walked toward me as I was listening on.
He's your mentor, right? Hope we can get along too.
His name's Adolphe.
Looking forward to it, Adolphe. The name's Eve. I may be your junior, but I'd be happy if we could be friends. I'm not going to take no for an answer. And then I'm going to make food, then I'm not going to take no for an answer, and I'm going to make you eat, and then you're going to almost die, but it'll be okay because you love me anyway.
Basically. He didn't say that out loud, but that's, you know.
Huh? What? Where are you going, Adolphe? Can't we talk a bit more?
Screw it. He might be Spacey's savior, but that didn't change my view on him being trouble. He is trouble, though. I completely ignored Eve and walked out of the base. What's his problem? Acting like that over some kid? Sorry, I'll punish him later. Perhaps I can sink him in the ocean. Hey, now, wait. I don't blame him for getting weirded out by a huge guy abducting a kid. It's not his fault, right, Eve?
Yeah, but he is my senior now, so I'd like to befriend him.
Fucking Eve just wanted to befriend everybody. It's adorable. Oh, what a pain. That old man never listened. I bet he was trying to shove that kid onto me. I only joined the Corps to hone my skills as a swordsman and protect my family at the orphanage. I didn't join to take care of someone I didn't trust. And then again, I made it pretty obvious that I don't like him, so I bet he'll try to keep his distance from me. Labradoodle! No, not Eve. Starting tomorrow, he would stay away from me just like the other members. He's gonna show up at your motherfucking door tonight. Or so I thought. This one's pretty long, so we're gonna go way over time. I figured it'd be like 5-6 minutes, but it's like 10 so far.
Morning, Adolphe. I'll be working as a member of the Corps starting today. Our boss is going to teach me how to wield a sword. I hope I can someday stand shoulder to shoulder with you to protect the peace of this town. Going already, Adolphe. See ya. I'll be happy if we could talk when you're back from patrolling. Adolphe, great to see you again. It looks like we're assigned to patrol the same area. We're going to be training with the boss together after this, right? Let's work hard and compete with each other. I've never done any training before, so I'm excited. I wonder what we'll do.
This is absolutely the dad who insisted he never wanted a dog energy, and then you get a dog, and then dog and dad are besties. And, like, this is absolutely that fucking energy right now.
Adolphe, help me! This horse, Lauren's biting my hair and not letting go. Wait, Adolphe! Adolphe! Morning, Adolphe. Looks like another beautiful day today. Adolphe, look! The boss got his sword. Got this sword just for me.
This is so adorable.
See, Adolphe, let's do our best again tomorrow.
Adolphe, please just talk to Eve, because his voice is starting to hurt my throat. Like, seriously.
Adolphe!
Especially every time he calls Adolphe's name. It's breaking my throat. He's like a damn dog. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. And you're the dad who doesn't want a dog, and eventually you're just worn down, and now he's your best friend. And surprisingly enough, that kid kept reaching out to talk to me, even after I gave him the cold shoulder for half a year. Half a year! Every time he sees me, he runs over. He's even started calling out to me when he sees me on the street. Why the hell do you still look up to me when I never say a single word to you? I initially had my guard up, thinking he was only planning to get close to my sister Spacey and exact his vengeance. That probably isn't true. Having been raised as an older brother at the orphanage, I could tell his kindness was genuine. I really don't understand what the fun is in talking to a guy I hated in Cohen. This Hugo guy doesn't even try to stop him either. Making matters worse was that he only reached out in ways that didn't interrupt our work. Which was why I didn't have much grounds to complain to the boss to keep him away. No way is he getting on my good side. And the only ones I trusted were my family at the orphanage. Everyone else, including the people of Arpachel, they were disgusting people who toyed with life. I don't need him. I didn't want to get involved with him. I don't need him. I don't like him. He's kind of cute, I guess. It had already been a year since Eve joined and kept calling out to me. I had to admit the old man knew talent. Eve was a novice with the sword, but he kept getting better by the day. Now he was a candidate for deputy commander. His friendly personality was also attracting our members, who were treating him well as he was the youngest of our crew. Hugo seemed to know the art of swordsmanship, so despite being a reliever, he immediately became a force to reckon with among the crew. Well, not that any of that matters to me. And just as I was about to open the door to the base, thinking about him clinging on to me like usual. Say, Eve, aren't you sick of it already?
Huh? Sick of what?
You know, Adolphe. He keeps ignoring you every time you talk to him. You should just give up already and leave that jerk alone.
I talk to him because I want to.
That's what makes it painful to watch. Makes it painful, not pitiful, but still. Seriously, it just spoils the mood. I don't even know why the boss decided to bring a guy like that into the Corps. I stopped upon hearing their conversation. I wasn't hurt at all. In fact, I was glad to hear it. I bet he'll stop pestering me if the guys around him convince him otherwise. I was used to stuff like this and turned around to leave when...
I don't know about that. I think a guy like Adolphe's exactly what the Corps needs.
Huh?
The Corps hasn't intervened in an actual brawl in the streets or anything like that, right? Since we don't really have much experience fighting, it's good to have Adolphe around to keep us on alert.
Keep us on alert. We're not soldiers, you know.
Yep, we're a vigilante group to protect the people. Things are quiet right now, but there may be a time when we'll have to fight to the death to protect something important.
But I heard a rumor about you. That his foster sister was the one who gave you the burns on your face. You've already heard that from our leader, right?
Huh? You've got that wrong. All that happened was I was in the same place as her. That was my own fault I got burned. I never once blamed anyone for them. So I have no reason to stay away from Adolphe.
I guess so. Maybe we haven't been taking work seriously. We're acting like this with Adolphe around. Can't imagine how worse we'd be without him here.
Yeah. Oh, he's a guy I'm proud to look up to.
Look at him blushing, how adorable. I don't see why you're so proud, but I guess I can talk to him next time. Me too. He's pretty strong, so I want to know his secret. And their conversation was filled with words I wasn't used to hearing. Why? He was a citizen of Arpachel like everyone else. Why is he so straightforward and honest? How is he able to spread his positivity with the others like that? The best I could do was protect my own self. Not only that, but he said very clearly that he had no grudge against Spacey. Guess the old man really knew a good guy when he saw one. I've never seen anyone in this country so friendly and trusting before. I could see him maturing into a person essential to the Corps. Night arrived. I mean, I didn't think this was going to be 20 fucking minutes. But hey, we're going out well, whatever.
Adolphe, hope things went well today.
After finishing my rounds, he came talking to me as usual, expecting me to ignore him, but... What? I responded. Oh, look, Eve's like, blushing. Oh. Eve's eyes lit up before he jumped in surprise. Man, he's simple. He's got on the good side of a man hated in Coen before a single year was up. Hey, what's this? Has Eve's persistence gotten Adolphe to finally give up?
Hugo, you gotta hear this. Adolphe responded to me for the very first time.
Ah, that's great news. Let's celebrate over some drinks at the bar. No, Come on, tag along, will ya? After all, I haven't heard you in an actual conversation before. We're gonna be comrades covering each other's backs from now on. You gotta tell us more about yourself.
He's right. I will tell you everything about us, too.
Fine. And that's how we became drinking buddies. Each of them pulled me by the arm toward the bar. My true identity, the relationship between Spacey and Eve, and there were still things I needed to be concerned about. I hate this country, but I guess I won't be able to hate these guys. I finally learned today that kindness still existed in this country. It's so adorable. So adorable. Alright, so we definitely do not have time. I was considering doing the other one too, but like, not when that one took like 20 fucking minutes. Jesus. It's alright. We didn't get any other ones. No. So we'll just check out our Adolphe ones. Adolphe looking absolutely beautiful, scrubbing the floor. Adolphe looks good on his knees. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome!
There is, he seriously does have like spooky cat eyes. Like, it's because his pupils are like under the shadow of his eyelashes and everything, but like, no, the stories were good though. The Eve ones were fun. Like, it is unfortunate that the one with him cooking, Adolphe was in it for 4 seconds, so it wasn't really an Adolphe story, but it's not that big of a deal. We do the two with the CGs, and then we just kind of try to fit the other character, like fit the character in that we're doing. So, we'll see more of him next time because next time we will do Anko. Um, I think Anko's got like special stories or whatnot, and then we'll do some of the Anko and Adolphe ones. And then we'll probably have a couple of parts, I imagine. I was thinking we'll probably have at least two to finish up the other stories, especially if some of them are like long and some of them have multiple characters and stuff like that. And then we have, so, we'll at least get that. Plus, we have our voice acting part. So we have, I'm thinking 4 parts left because I'm thinking this is part 81, right? So that would be perfect, tying it up in a nice. I wouldn't mind if it went a little bit longer. I don't mind if it goes a little bit past 85 because I'm trying to get at least through part 85 recorded. And then our next game would start, but like I'm trying to do the best I can to get I'm like sometimes I'm almost like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ahead, and then I fall behind because something happens or whatever. And now there's a couple of days where I can't record. Well, it's really only like 2 days that I'm not gonna be able to record, but I'm trying to get everything done in advance for those couple of days so that all the stuff that would be posted for the week after would be there. And then it's like, and then we're back to I'm recording like literally a week before because I was like, oh, good Lord. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll see what happens, but we'll do some Onco stuff next time and then, keep going. So I will see you next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.